Hey there my foodies, welcome back to the channel. I know it has been a very long time, but I'm back. So today, in honor of Eid, I'm going to be making some delicious coconut barfi. Join me today in the kitchen to see how I make my simple and delicious coconut barfi. If you haven't subscribed as yet, do subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up. So to start my barfi, here I have my non-stick pan on medium heat. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of butter and allow that to completely melt. To my melted butter, here I have some sweetened coconut flakes. I went ahead and chopped it up a little bit finer in my food processor so that I can have a nice texture. This I always find at Walmart. You can find it at any other supermarket of your choice. I'm going to go ahead and mix this with my butter to make sure everything is nice and combined. Also, for the coconut, this is optional. You can go ahead and add the rest of your ingredients after this is completely combined. However, I like to toast my coconut a little bit to add extra flavor to my barfi. After 5 minutes of toasting, this is what my coconut flakes are looking like. If you notice there is little tiny brown specks of coconut there, that is exactly what I'm going to go for. After having this done, I'm going to go ahead and add half a cup of sweetened condensed milk. I choose to add this amount because the coconut flakes are already sweet and I'm going to be adding milk powder to this, which all comes together for the perfect level of sweetness. However, if you'd like to have yours more sweet, do feel free to increase on the condensed milk. I'm going to give this a good mix until both of them are combined and the condensed milk starts to get a little bit thin from the heat. Next, I'm going to be adding 2 cups of full cream milk powder. It is very important that you use the full cream milk powder because this is going to go ahead and get nice and thick and gummy and creamy, as we all know barfi usually is. I'm going to give this a good mix gradually until the milk powder is completely combined with the condensed milk and coconut flakes. For a little added flavor, this is optional, but I like to go in with a teaspoon of vanilla essence to this recipe. It just gives a nice flavor and nice depth to the barfi. Now that I have everything nice and mixed in, to bring it together, I'm going to go in with 1/4 cup of whole milk. You can also use evaporated milk if you'd like. Anyone works just fine. I'm going to give this a very thorough fold. As you can see, I'm folding the milk into the barfi so that the moisture stays inside. If I was to stir this, it may dry out a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to fold this until it completely comes together. I will also add a 1/4 teaspoon of grated nutmeg and a pinch of ground eliche or ground cardamon. The cardamon is optional, but I advise if you want to have a nice tasting barfi, you can give it a try and see if you like it. It is definitely not for everyone, but the little pinch, you barely taste an eliche flavor, you just have a nice warm flavor in your barfi. After adding all of my ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and give this a fold. As you can see, it's starting to pull away from the non-stick pan. This is what you want. This is how you know that your barfi is coming together really well. I'm going to continue to fold this until it is as smooth as it can get. As you can see here, it is a lot more smoother and it's actually lifting off of the pan with minimal effort. I'm going to go ahead and take this off the heat now because it can dry out if you leave it on for too long. To a clean Pyrex dish, I went ahead and add a piece of parchment paper. This is where I'm going to be molding my barfi in. I choose to use a square dish because it's much easier to cut. However, you can use any shape of your choice. Here I have my barfi mixture. I'm going to go ahead and flatten it as smooth and as level as I can within the dish, and then I'm going to allow it to cool down for a little bit and go ahead and add some sprinkles. For barfi, you can use sprinkles, you can use chopped pistachios, sliced almonds, but I'm going to be keeping it simple today and add some colorful sprinkles. If you're going to be adding the sprinkles like I did, just make sure that your barfi is warm to the touch. What can happen if it's too hot? It can melt the sprinkles and the color starts to run and it gets all messy very quickly. This is what my barfi is looking like. I'm going to go ahead and allow it to cool down so that I can cut it and it comes out nice and clean. This would take about 30 minutes, or it depends on the portion that you're making as well. After cooling, I went ahead and removed the barfi from the Pyrex dish. As you can see, it was very easy to take it out with the trick of the parchment paper. With a very sharp knife, I'm going to go ahead and cut my barfi into squares. You can use any shape of your choice. You can use any cookie cutter or so if you want to get fun with your shapes. But I'm keeping it simple today and just making some square cuts. There you guys have it. This is my recipe for coconut barfi. A perfect treat for Eid and even any Hindu holidays, or even on a regular day when you're feeling for a sweet treat. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. If you do like it, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't as yet, do subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!